Listen, child. So today we are making Italian pork chop bites, child. So listen, let them pork chops die so you can cut them up. And we're gonna also mix this in with hot topics. All right. So you see, I'm slicing these up, about that thick, just like some bites. You know what I'm saying? Not too big, not too small. All right. So listen, let's get into some hot topics too, child, while we cooking. Now, Tasha K, Funky Dineva, and Claudia Jordan. So allegedly, Claudia Jordan sent Tasha K a cease and desist from the scammer guy. Y'all know the one that we talked about while he was on Tasha K's show. He supposedly had exposed Britt Edie's husband for being around at the sex parties and stuff. Well, girl, look at this thing just moving. This little disposable cutting board. Tasha's just moving and moving and moving. Anyway, so they had that issue, and Tasha K revealed this week that Claudia sent her a cease and desist. Now, child, Funky Dineva says that he wants to get the crew back together, but I don't really think the crew wants to be back together. I think that ship has sailed, honey. I don't think that any of their egos will allow them to get back together, get the family back together, get the people back together. It's just not going to happen, okay? Still, slice up your pork chops while you doing this, honey. And again, you don't want them to be too thick, you know what I'm saying? And also, too, if you don't want any of that fat, you can cut that fat off. I'm not really quite sure why I didn't really cut that fat off like I should have, but trim your fat. Now, let's go ahead and season this up, baby. Let's season this up. Now, y'all see the seasonings, accent. We're going to use all kind of seasonings. Now, listen, let's get into the next hot topic. Listen, Alex Hines, y'all. So, Alex and Marcus are in the last episode of, the finale episode of season 16 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So y'all know this past week they dropped the mid-season trailer. In the mid-season trailer, you hear Phaedra accusing Angela Oakley's husband, Charles Oakley, of cheating. Well, Alex and Marcus, they got into it with Angela and Charles down to the Oakley Foundation party that they have for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I didn't have no smoked paprika, but if you got some smoked paprika, use that, girl. But anyway, they got into it down to the thing, and it just got ugly around there. Well, child. Here we are with this entire situation. It's getting ugly over there. They can't talk about too much just yet, but if I don't know, I'm just so tired of the cheating allegations. Listen, get y'all that zesty Italian seasoning. Oh, you gonna love it. But anyway, I think this situation is bad. Now, when Alex came out, I thought it was very ugly that he called her a raggedy bitch and all that extra kind of stuff. I think that was kind of crazy to do. And I said that back then, and I'll still say it now to this day. It just shouldn't have been said. And I think that entire situation is just going to be ghetto. It's going to be crazy, honey. It's just going to be too much. And I don't know. I'm kind of tired of them bringing in people from the background, child. Now listen, avocado oil is the best oil to use because the temperature, it holds its temperature. The temperature gets really hot with avocado oil and grapeseed oil. Now, you gotta, grapeseed oil and avocado oil can be a little bit on the expensive side. However, here we go, and this is what we're gonna do. Now, I will have the ingredients to this video. I will post it at the end. I will post it at the beginning, but I'm gonna post it at the end. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and cut up my potatoes for my mashed potatoes. Now you can go ahead. You can leave the hole on there, or not the whole, child. You can leave the outside on if you want to. Just wash it real good if you want to do that. If not, you can trim it off and cut it, dice it up. You can dice it up, your potatoes however small you want them, however you want them to be. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this Contessa and Buffy situation, child. So we found out this week, I dropped some details online after Buffy put her cryptic TikTok up. I dropped some receipts online about the fact that Contessa really did file a lawsuit against Buffy Purcell. Y'all do know that Buffy was on season 7 of Married to Medicine. It was said in an interview with Oliver Twix that Contessa said that Basically, let me rock you like the babies you will never have, and all of that. Contessa did an emotional live video saying that she was going to sue. She did say she was going to sue. She said she was going to sue, and that's exactly what she did. She sued for $83 million. She ended up, it ended up being where Contessa withdrew the complaint because of the simple fact that they did ask, Buffy asked for there to be a cameraman and some other people to testify, child. So it was a lot. So listen, right here I got some grease, y'all. This was some bacon that I made earlier today. I'm gonna use that same little grease. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into the Diddy, y'all. Diddy trial starts this week, so they will be doing on Monday. They will be doing jury selections, which I'm extremely interested in. Extremely interested in seeing how that is going to turn out. And then, y'all, tomorrow they're doing jury selections, and it is Met Gala day. Somebody pointed out that it was Diddy's first Met Gala that he ain't gonna be at. Now, he did go ahead and switch or he added someone to his legal team. Y'all do know that he had put in a motion for extension because he wanted his new legal team to be able to do stuff. Well, unfortunately, that's no longer the case. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna lay these pork chop bites in one at a time, and we're gonna let them sizzle and get a good amount of color. Again, I didn't add any more oil because I did make some bacon here in this same skillet, this cast iron skillet. So I'm just gonna drop these bites down off up in here like so, like that, honey. And again, this just needs to be at like a medium high heat, not too hot, because you don't want that bacon grease to do too much. So just kind of keep it at a keep it where it's at. Okay, so yeah, Diddy, I don't know what to tell you, sir. I really think, y'all, we're gonna find out a lot about people that we probably were not interested in knowing when it comes to these people. And some people I feel like we've been knowing, and it's just now about to be before our faces. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. So again, make sure that you guys keep your heat at a minimum. Okay, keep your heat at a minimum. Allow it to cook about I would say about 4 minutes, so you can get a good crust. Because you're gonna flip these over because you kind of want them to be cooked a certain way on the outside. Okay, so that's how you do that. Now, again, I think that this entire Diddy situation is really going to show a lot of people's hands in this trial. I think people like his mom. Unfortunately, some of the kids were named in some of these lawsuits, so it's going to be interesting to see what goes on with the children. And when I say the children, I'm talking about his sons that's old enough to kind of go through what they're going through or go through this stuff. The sons, I feel like is definitely old enough, so we not even gonna go to the woe is me, we feel bad for them. Nah, because if y'all was doing some of this stuff, y'all need to be held accountable as well. You know what I mean? But I hate this because, again, I do feel like there are going to be more people who are involved, more people doing things that we probably really don't want to see or don't want to know. So y'all definitely let me know how you feel about that. What are your predictions for this week coming up when it comes to the Diddy trial? What do you think is going to happen? Again, the trial does not start on Monday, but the jury selections will be on Monday. Okay, the jury selections will be on Monday. So y'all see how that's cooking all pretty and everything like that. Again, you don't see that grease just moving rapidly. It's just calmly doing its thing here. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our next topic, child. So let's get into Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah has broken her silence in regards to her show, The Equalizer, being canceled on CBS. Now, one of the things that I've noticed is that there are a lot of black shows, especially led by black women, I am noticing that on CBS they are getting canceled left and right. Yeah, y'all heard me. So especially when the production company is black owned, or the director is black. You know, we've seen it. The Wayans brothers, their recent show on CBS has gotten canceled after its first season. The Equalizer had about 5 seasons in, and now it's canceled, which I kind of had a feeling that they were going to cancel the Equalizer soon. I really didn't expect 5 seasons out of the Equalizer. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I really only expected about maybe I really only expected about 3 seasons of it. But I'm shocked to see that we got as much as we did out of the Equalizer. I think Queen Latifah did an amazing job in the Equalizer. I hate that this happened to her, that that it got canceled. But it did definitely get canceled, and I just think that the whole situation is crazy. And we noticed that a lot of these shows don't last long, y'all. I really wish that we had more independent stuff. As you guys can see, I'm flipping over these pork chop bites. Okay. All right, so y'all, let's get into the Boss Bear Awards, honey. Congratulations to your boy. Okay, I was nominated in 3 categories. I did bring 1 award home, which was the Boss Bear Award in culinary. Y'all, I had the time of my life meeting Bondi and seeing Really B for the second time. I got to meet Ebby. I got to meet House of Aaron. House of Aaron is such a handsome guy. I don't think his pictures do him any justice. Well, he looks good in his pictures, but he looks even better in person. Scotty, of course, I had an amazing time with everybody. We were so supportive of each other, and it just felt good. It felt good to be supported. And again, I couldn't have done this without you guys. So I'm going to start doing things a little bit different and start giving you guys more content, like this, so that you can enjoy a recipe and enjoy some hot topics. Let's get into our next topic. Okay, y'all, child. Now, they done unalive Bobby, killed Bobby all the way down to the doggone 911, and I don't know why. Okay. Now, I've been looking and kind of peeping in content where people have said, oh, you have to move a show forward. Oh, someone has to die. Someone eventually has to die. What do you think this is? Girl, I am aggravated, y'all. I really am, because let me just tell y'all this. I really think Bobby was such a good sport at what he did. He loved hard. He loved the people that he worked with. Now, no matter how harsh it was that he came off at a lot of areas, he was a true fighter. And again, he lost his life being a great boss, being a great leader. He lost his life. I just feel bad for Athena. Athena has really lost a lot, y'all. She has really lost a lot. She's been through a lot. And it breaks my heart for Athena. I went down to the fume. I did. I went down to the fume, child. And let's just say I was mad. I was mad because why y'all couldn't have took anybody else? Why you had to take Bobby? I feel like y'all trying to make an example out of Bobby. And no shade. I know this ain't on CBS and I know this is on ABC now. But y'all, I'm afraid that they're going to try to cancel 911. I don't know why I feel that way. It's made a long way. But I don't know. I'm just telling y'all this. But I feel like they're getting ready to cancel 911. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I feel like losing Bobby. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna show us how to navigate without that, and having a new captain and all of that kind of stuff. But y'all, I don't know. I hope they don't cancel the show. Y'all know this show is also produced and directed by Angela Bassett. Her production company produces this. She's also listed as an executive producer. Y'all don't play with me, please. All right, y'all. So we get ready to make some green beans. I'm just rendering some bacon that I had, just getting ready to use this bacon. So we're gonna talk about Basketball Wives, but we getting ready to make some fresh green beans as well. Okay, let's get into it, honey. So we got this bacon cooking, and you kind of want that bacon to cook down at the bottom. All that good good seasoning and stuff down at the bottom of that pot. Don't do nothing to it right now. Okay, it's gonna come in handy. Now I did add a little bit of garlic in here, because I didn't have no onion, y'all. Can y'all believe that? I didn't have no onion. All right, so let's get into Basketball Wives, y'all. Basketball Wives actually comes back on Monday, May the 5th. Okay. They are saying that Evelyn got some beef with, of course, Jennifer, about Jennifer's wedding and about Jennifer getting married. Now, from my understanding, none of them ladies wanted to even be at Jennifer's wedding. Jackie and her daughter, it's gonna be interesting, child. So add your green beans off up in here like so, like that, y'all. And then you're gonna cook those around. Don't do it too much because you don't want them to be rubbery, but you do kind of want to get a mix in there. And if you can start scraping a little bit of that off the bottom, then cool. But in the meantime and in between time, let's get into this next topic. Now, from my understanding, this is some Bell Collective tea, y'all. I was told that it was brought up about the situation down to Taste where Latrice and Cliff were questioned. But from my understanding, Miss Latrice didn't want to talk about it. Now go ahead and add your little water in there. Now, if you got some beef broth, if you got any of that, then you can use it. However, I just use some water because I'm going to season these green beans down to the ground. Okay, season them down to the ground. But back to this. So they're saying that allegedly Latrice didn't want to talk about the situation, but it was definitely brought up by one of the Bells, honey. Now go ahead and start adding your seasonings in here. I got some garlic powder, you know what I'm saying, some garlic powder, and I'm gonna get adding some more stuff in here too. But and also you do not have to over season your green beans, and I'll tell you why. Again, you guys seasoning down at the bottom of that pot. Okay, so just be careful, especially with the salt intake. Okay, so allegedly they didn't want to talk about the situation. Now the girl do got a police report. The police was called. It's going to be very interesting to see how that situation goes as well. Add your little smoked paprika. Y'all like a little smoked paprika and everything, because smoked paprika definitely has that smoke flavor. So make sure you add it. So down to the taste. I don't know if they're making their green beans like this down there, but y'all better get it together. Add your little crushed red pepper flakes. I do like a little spice on my food, so you add you some of that. Add your little cayenne pepper too while you add it. But anyway, so this situation is just crazy to me. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all feel about the Latrice situation, because I feel like she's trying to get away from discussing this, but I feel like it's a topic that needs to be discussed. If Cliff allegedly put his hands on that lady or did anything to that lady, he must be held accountable. Now, I did add me a little salt, and I did add Judge Your Mammy them. I added some salt to it. Okay. Now I got me a little black pepper, and I'm gonna add some black pepper off up in here, like so, like that, like my auntie Tab would say. So get your little black pepper and put your little black pepper in there. Okay, baby. All right. Now make sure you stir all of that off up in there like so, like that. And then you just gonna let this simmer a little while. A little bit. I would say overall, let it simmer for about 10 minutes. I don't say do it too long. And don't do it, do it about 10 minutes on medium low heat. Just to allow it to simmer, because the thing is once you take it off of the heat, it'll still cook a little bit. But I don't want mushy green beans, nor do I want rubbery or stiff green beans either. So I feel like when you make them right in between, you're good to go. I know sometimes people have issues with I know that people have issues with green beans, because sometimes they'll come out too rubbery, or sometimes they'll come out not good. Okay, so let's get back into these Italian bites. I did add some butter to the pan. I cleaned that pan up real good. I added some butter to the pan, and what I'm going to do is stir these around in the butter, and I'm going to add the zesty Italian seasoning pack, the rest of it. Okay, and then once I do that, I'm gonna toss that around a little bit, and then I'm going to add some actual Italian dressing to it. Now if you want these to really taste like some Italian, you can definitely marinate these in Italian dressing if you want to. Okay, you could actually stop right here if you want to, but I do want them to be very Italian-y, so I'm going to add some Italian dressing. All right, the turkey leg hut. Former owner has been indicted, honey. He has been indicted for arson, but also, y'all, they're alleging, the FBI is alleging that they were storing the Mary Jane, be a Mary Jane, down to the restaurant. Now, y'all don't know how true this is, but that's what they're saying. So we're gonna see it. Now, they did not he did not be released on bond for this particular reason, because they're saying that he is possibly a risk. Um, and they hadn't released him on bond. Now, he did have court last Thursday, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how this goes. I have said this multiple times. I would not be surprised if the issues he has with his ex-wife, Nakia, or I don't even know if they're fully divorced yet. But Nakia, I think they are. I don't know. Y'all also know that that Nakia was actually sued by a friend, and also sued by gospel singer James Fortune for over $300,000 in regards to some money and some situations, and it's a lot. Now, his attorney is arguing the fact that why did he target other businesses? Well, he had a business relationship with this person, or wanted a business relationship, and they shut it down. They didn't want a business relationship, so you decided to be on camera going over there setting them people building a fall 5150. You're crazy. All right, so you're just gonna let this Italian dressing kind of, marinate and simmer a little bit here. And listen, you really do have you some pork chop bites. Now, again, you can do this with chicken. If you don't want to eat pork, you can do it with chicken. Just dice your chicken breast up the same way. If you want to use chicken breast, I would have advised to use chicken breast versus chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are really juicy. All right, so this is the finished product. So I made these, of course, with these green beans. These green beans were cooked to perfection, honey. Those mashed potatoes were so creamy. I did add some sour cream. I added some heavy whipping cream, of course, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some salt, some pepper, to it, of course. And I added some Parmesan cheese to those. You can also add Parmesan cheese, to the top of these mashed potatoes if you feel like it, however you see fit. But this is the finished outcome. This is the plate of all plates. And I just want to let you know the plate is now clean. Okay. It's clean, girl. It was so good. Okay. So listen, are you going to make this? Are you going to use chicken? Are you going to use pork? What you going to do? Listen, y'all, I really want to appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm going to put the grocery list, not the grocery list, but the list that you need for everything. I'm going to put it here so that you guys will have it. Again, I would have put it in the front, but I'm going to put it here so that you'll have it. Let me know if you make this for you guys. Let me know what you think about these hot topics, and we'll go from there, okay? All right, boo. I'll talk to you later, girl. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.